US Air Force heavy bombers could be called in to bomb Hawaii's Mount Kilauea to divert killer lava flows heading towards heavily populated communities, a throwback to a technique first successfully used in the 1940s. Volcano bombing was first attempted in December 1935 when the U.S. Air Force dropped two 600-pound bombs on a lava channel on Hawaii's Mount Loa to divert the flow heading towards Hilo. The town on the Big Island is ironically to the north of the Hawaii Volcanoes National Park, home to the now erupting Kilauea and active Mount Loa volcanoes. But the bombing didn't work, so they tried the process again on the same volcano in 1942, but again without success, or so they thought. Just a few days after this bombing, the volcano collapsed and brought the lava flow to a halt.
Originally about 12 acres in early May, that event has now expanded to about 120 acres.
In theory, bombing a channel can slow the lava flow down and reduce the damage inflicted on cities because the deadly liquid moves fastest when contained in a channel or a lava tube, while lava that flows in a wider space is much slower and cools faster. This inspired further experiments in 1975 and 1976 when the U.S. Air Force dropped bombs on ancient lava fields on Mount Loa, concluding that spatter cones, low, steep-sided hills that consist of welded lava fragments formed around a lava fountain, were particularly vulnerable to bombing. In its report, the U.S. Air Force said, "Modern aerial bombing has a substantial probability of success for diversion of lava from most expected types of eruptions on Mauna Loa's northeast drift zone, if Hilo is threatened and if Air Force assistance is requested." Right. Despite some success with the bombing of volcanoes to restrict lava flow, this technique has never been attempted again.
At two locations today, at the summit and in the lower east rift zone. The summit has been pretty active. There's been over 300 earthquakes in the past 48 hours, and at least a dozen earthquakes that have been between magnitudes 3 and 4. Yesterday, the largest was a magnitude 4. Earthquakes are occurring as a result of continued subsidence at the summit, and we have seen 5 feet of down dropping at the summit just around the Hawaii Mountain Mouth crater area. The deflation is also causing rock falls. There's more ash plumes that are going up above sea level to like above 10,000 feet. So 3 of those occurred yesterday, and we are keeping an eye on that. There have been lots of smaller explosions from the summit as well. Moving down to the lower east drift zone, lava flows continue to erupt from the central fissure complex right around the eastern edge of the Leilani Estates neighborhood. Fissure 8 became reactivated overnight, but the primary activity has been around the Fissure 7 and 21 area. And there's also 2 channels of lava that are still issuing down to the coast, and there are 2 ocean entries. The ocean entry that is furthest to the west looks like it might be starting to form a lava tube system, and we're going to keep a close eye on that. That's the update for today.
But it may be revived 42 years later if lava continues to flow dangerously from Mount Kilauea, which began erupting more than a month ago. So far, more than 1,000 homes have been destroyed. No deaths have yet been reported, but the eruptions have covered more than 5,000 acres and lava flow has now been described as a flood. The United States Geographical Survey, USGS, has continued to place Kilauea volcano under red alert, meaning it is still currently spewing lava. Its website says, vigorous eruption of lava continues from the lower east drift zone, LERZ, fissure system in the area of Leilani Estates and Lanapuna Gardens. Footage has also now emerged of lava flow from fissures crashing into the Pacific Ocean in Kapoho Bay. This combines a toxic steam, known as lace, combining the words lava and haze, and contains tiny particles of volcanic gas. The resulting steam from the lava creates an anxious mixture that is leaking into the atmosphere, with hydrochloric acid and volcanic gas posing threats to anyone nearby, acting as an irritant to skin, eyes and lungs. Hawaii Civil Defense Administrator Taunaj Magno has advised people to stand at least 1,000 feet back from the area.
the road. And so what we're looking at here is a fountain of lava feeding a lava flow that's traveling mainly to the south, away from us. And you can see that here is the height of these two fountains. So we can compare it with last night, and that'll perhaps pin down an effusion rate for this system, and just to be able to monitor the evolution of the fountain through time. We also really want to be able to see if we can measure the progress of the flow front here to see if it's moving northward in this direction at all. But it looks like, you know, we were here last night looking down this driveway, and it looks like the flow really hasn't progressed too much in this northward direction. So that's a positive. We really want things to be able to flow south towards the ocean rather than towards the suburb with all of the houses.